It's time for our Patriot of the Week. Each Saturday, we honor those who are demonstrating the true character of our nation by helping others. This week, we salute Sandy Marcal. She is the founder and president of Vested Interest in K9s. Her organization has a mission to provide bullet and stab protective vests and other assistance to the dogs of law enforcement throughout the country. Now, many of their programs provide K9s with health care and first aid and medical kits and state-of-the-art trainers for our four-legged first responders. Since 2009, they have donated well over 4,000 ballistic vests to K9s across the country. Let's welcome Sandy to America Right Now. Sandy, great to have you here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this is great. You know, it's one of those things that you really don't think about, but when you talk to cops, the K9 unit in their department does so much, and we do need to protect our furry first responders. First, do us a favor and give us a sense of what our K9s do to help our first responder community.
Well, they take drugs off the street, and they help apprehend suspects and find missing people, as well as find firearms, and they track suspects, and they do arson detection. They do so many different things, drug detection, amazing search and rescue.
Yeah, you know, they're as much a part of the department as any human. So we're all so glad that you've dedicated yourself to doing this. Now you're celebrating 12 years of protecting these K9s. Tell us how you started and how your program has grown since.
Well, it was a pretty amazing story about a dog named Rain who was in Vietnam with his handler, and the dog didn't have an opportunity to return home. And being an animal lover and an advocate all my life, that really concerned me. And it caused me to reach out to some of my local departments to find out what some of their challenges may be in relation to their K9 units. And since 2009, a ballistic vest was one of the challenges because it was an expensive piece of equipment and departments didn't have the budget to provide this type of equipment. So that's when Vested Interest in K9s was started in 2009, and we helped people in our home state of Massachusetts. And as the need grew, we expanded nationwide to other states to help dogs who needed this ballistic protection, and departments weren't able to provide it. And within about 2 years, we expanded to other programs such as the first aid kits, the medical insurance, the Narcan, and many other things that they need, such as training. And recently, a K9 simulator trainer, which is a first aid training robot for the officers to have the appropriate training to help save their partner should they get hurt in the field.
Yeah, you know, and none of this stuff is cheap. You know, the ballistic vests, the training, all of that, the special equipment. And for a lot of smaller departments, they just simply don't have the resources. Now, you have a very special story of a K9 whose life was saved by a vest donated by your organization. Tell us about that dog and that incident.
His name was K9 Gabo, and he was from Jonesboro, Arkansas. And his handler is investigator Eric Johnson, and they were deployed on a mission where there was a barricade suspect, and Gabo was shot 5 times in the line of duty. He was injured pretty badly, but he was wearing his vest, thank God, and the vest covered his vital organs, specifically in the area of his chest where one of the bullets was embedded, and that would have been the shot that would have killed him. And the vest saved his life, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, as you said, Sandy, not all vests are created equal. The vests that you provide are very special, and they are certified to cover the vital organs of the dogs. And I think that we have a graphic of that. Tell us about some of the training programs as well.
So the training programs are for decoy work, where some of the patrol dogs learn how to apprehend suspects, and they work under the command of their officers. And also the K9 simulator training, which teaches the officers more about the first aid and how they can potentially perform different procedures in the field to help save their dogs' lives.
So, Sandy, how can our viewers support your mission at Vested Interest in K9s?
We have a website. Anybody interested in connecting with us can visit our website, which is VIK9s.org. We're very active on many of the social media platforms, and we work with volunteers across the country. We work with other organizations, and we network with police dog trainers across the country to let them know that we're available to help these officers get ballistic vests at no cost for their dogs.
All right. Well, Sandy Marcal, you and everyone at Vested Interest in K9s, you're our Patriots of the Week. Check them out, folks, at VIK9s.org. That's VIK9s.org. Thanks for everything that you're doing, Sandy.
Thank you.